Good afternoon and welcome to the March 17th meeting of the Gaston County Board of Education. I am Josh Crisp and I represent the Dallas Township and I'm chairman of the board. I would like to welcome everybody to the meeting tonight and thank you for attending. As usual, we'll ask our board members to introduce themselves and we'll start with Mr. Dedman.
Robbie Lovelace, Cherryville Township.
Todd Kinlaw, South Point Township.
Jana Smith, Gastonia Township.
Dot Cherry, Vice Chair, at-large member.
A.M. Stevens, Riverton Township.
Brent Moore, Crowders Mountain Township.
Jeff Ramsey, at-large member.
Thank you all. So our first order of business is to have our invocation, and tonight we're happy to have Pastor Chad Collins from Epic Church at Linwood. Pastor Collins.
Opportunity. Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for this great privilege to gather together and to make decisions concerning this great school system that we are part of. We ask you to look upon this group gathered here this evening as they discuss and deliberate on issues of importance for the schools, the students, the teachers, and the staff. Lord, let them be led and guided and directed by your Spirit. May they be wise in their discernment, balanced in their judgment, fair in their decision-making, and visionary in their planning. And on this St. Patrick's Day of 2025, let me close with an Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. In the name above all names, in the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Collins. This time I'll ask Dr. Hushar to lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to call forward Darlu Mataldi. She is a 7th grader from Stanley Middle School, and she has agreed to say our pledge today. So thank you, Darlu. So everybody please rise, stand. Salute and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And now, Mr. Chairman, I would ask that Caleb LaFawn make his way forward. Caleb is a 5th grader at Ed Sadler, and he is going to share with us tonight the character trait of the month, which is honesty. Caleb?
Hello, my name is Caleb LaFawn, and I am a 5th grader at Sadler Elementary School. This month's character trait is honesty. Honesty is about being truthful and sincere in your actions and words, demonstrating integrity and transparency. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hushard. So our next order of business is to adopt the agenda. Do I hear a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Ms. Cherry, second Mr. Moore. Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor? And see no opposition. Any opposed? The motion carries. And the agenda has been adopted. So our next order of business is to hear good news about our system. And we're always happy to do that. So I'd ask Mr. Higgins if he would come up and start that for us.
Chairman Crisp, Vice Chairman Cherry, members of the board, and Superintendent Hushard, good evening. I am pleased to present to the Board of Education our good news for the month of March, and we have several items to share with you this evening. First, we would like to recognize a group of our educational office professionals who have completed the requirement for the Professional Standards Program certification. The state-level certification is granted by the North Carolina Association of Education Office Professionals, and 21 employees in Gaston County Schools have earned the recognition, and we understand this is the highest number of any county for 2025. At this time, we would like to invite the following individuals to come forward: Rhonda Ingram, Tammy Wade, Sandra Whitmire, Jennifer Blanton, Beverly McCombs, Jamie Shepker, Pamela Dellinger, Vicki Welch, and Jennifer Kay. In addition to the employees here this evening, we also want to acknowledge those who were unable to attend. Sharon Barnett, Amy Cobb, Crystal Lofgren, Lavondra McLean, Darla Mellon, Dana Phillips, Tina Seebeck, Charlotte Wright, Crystal Kaiser, Jacqueline Balcom, Kathleen McDonald, and Lori Ham. The Professional Standards Program certification is a process that encourages educational office professionals to pursue professional growth and development. The achievement is recognized through the awarding of certificates based on an employee's education, service, and experience. All of the education office professionals recognized this evening have been invited to the North Carolina Association of Educational Office Professionals Conference, where they will be honored later this week during a special luncheon. Congratulations to these outstanding employees, and please know how much we appreciate what you do for Gaston County Schools.
And I actually get the honor to give out your certificate, so I just want to say real quick that we appreciate the work that you guys do, and this signifies your commitment to excellence. And anytime you're in the school system and you're committed to excellence, for me, you're committed to the kids. And there's no greater achievement, not in my eyes. And I appreciate you guys for that commitment. Excited that I'm able to give these to you, and we're just looking forward to continue to get better every single day. Oftentimes you guys are unsung heroes, but I know you're the grease that often lubricates the machine and keeps us going. Keeps people like Dr. Bouchard straight, so we appreciate you for that. Sharon Barnett. There you go, Sharon. Jacqueline Ball. She here? Jennifer Blanton. Not here. Pamela Bellinger. There you go. Yes, ma'am. Rhonda Ingram. Yeah. Jennifer Kay. There you go, Jennifer. Thank you. Crystal Kaiser. Not here. Beverly McCombs. There you go. Dana Phillips. Not here. Jamie Shepker. Did I pronounce it right? Tammy Wade. Thank you, Tammy. Lisa Welch. And I know you. There you go. So we'll take a picture real quick. Yeah.
Let's scoot down just a little bit, ladies. And one more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Higgins, I think we'll chime in for you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'd like to mimic something that Mr. Stevens said. These ladies, probably half the people in our school system have talked to them but have never seen them. And probably most of y'all in the audience and some of our board members have probably never met them. But without them, we couldn't do half the things that we get done in our school system. They truly are the unsung heroes and heroesses. It's just amazing the things that y'all get done to keep our system moving. And you don't get told a lot, but heartfelt thanks. Because we truly couldn't do what we do every day without you and your colleagues. So the ones that aren't here, please thank them. The ones that didn't get the accolades, thank them too. And get it at state. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Chairman, we would like to recognize Gaston County Schools' latest state champion in sports, and we would like to invite Bentley Sly of Stuart W. Kramer High School to come forward. This marks the third time Bentley has stood before the Board of Education because he is a three-time state champion in wrestling. This year, as a junior at Stuart W. Kramer, Bentley won the individual 3A state championship in the 144-pound weight class. As a sophomore, he claimed the state title in the 132-pound division, and as a freshman, he earned the state title in the 120-pound division. Through 3 seasons, Bentley has an impressive career record of 161-4, including a perfect 55-0 record this season. Who wants to bet that Bentley will be back with us next year as a 4-time state champion? Wouldn't that be incredible? Please join me in congratulating our 3-time state wrestling champion, Bentley Sly from Stuart W. Kramer High School.
Well, Bentley, on behalf of the school board, I want to say congratulations. We're proud of you. I played baseball and basketball in Gaston County Schools. I didn't play football, but I must attest that the wrestlers are some of the toughest guys I ever met. And I know to get out there week in and week out and try to make the weight and stay where you need to be takes a lot of dedication, and we're proud of you. And I know that you will be back up here next year. I sure hope to see you up here. I hope it's another undefeated year. But again, on behalf of the school board, we're so glad and so proud. And as a state champion, not many people can say they're state champions, man. You're in an upper echelon class, and wear it with pride. I know you will, and represent your school well. And again, we're proud of you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You want me in there?
Yeah.
We'd like parents and family members and representatives from the high school to come forward.
Who's here?
To be a part of the picture.
Coach Ward went to the town coach.
Oh,
Yeah, he went to town hall, okay.
that's okay.
His coach is late.
That's all right. Darn. I hate that, Miss Steiner.
Hello, okay, how are you?
There you go. Just so that, there you go, perfect. All right. All right, thank you.
If you would, board members like to shake hands. Are you Mark? Congratulations on this great achievement like that. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. No, I think, good job. Good job, buddy. You doing the catch right? Try to you doing the catch right? We're good. Yeah, where are you headed? I heard that. That's really cool.
You didn't try to arm us?
No, take down the.
Next, we are excited to have with us the Stuart W. Kramer High School girls basketball team, if they will come forward at this time. Board members, this team is the 3A Western Regional Champions and the 3A State Runners-Up in basketball for 2025. Last Friday, teachers, staff, students, and fans gathered at the school to cheer on the team as they boarded a chartered bus and headed to Winston-Salem for the 3A State Basketball Championship. It was an experience that every high school basketball team hoped for, but only 2 in the state got to enjoy. Although Western Elements emerged as the winner, our team gave us a championship season that people will talk about and remember for a long time. In the state title game, junior captain Oshana Holland was incredible, scoring 49 of her team's 58 points. She made 15 out of 29 shots and was perfect from the free throw line, hitting all 17 of her attempts. Given this performance, Oshana was named the West Most Valuable Player for the state championship. With With the help of their coach, Kerry Pullman, the girls finished the season with an impressive 29-3 record, including going 13-1 in the Big South 3A Conference. During the playoffs, they won against Inca, Rockingham County, Dudley, Robinson, and North Lincoln to make it to the state finals. Oshana led the team for the season, averaging 28 points, 9 rebounds, and more than 6 assists per game. Other players also stepped up, with sophomore Lauren Humphrey and senior Hadley Womack both scoring in double digits. We are beaming with pride tonight for this team and their hard work, dedication, and perseverance to give us an amazing season. They have made their school and our community proud. Congratulations.
Great job, young ladies. I saw y'all grow up this year as a team. And the Big South prepared you for what you went through the playoffs. Because I remember those games between South Point and Hudson. Man, that's unbelievable to watch. Y'all have brought your school together. You brought your community together. It's amazing what sports does for you. And you got a great coach, and we're so proud of you. And so on behalf of our school board, outstanding achievement, 3A Western Regional Champ, Gaston County Schools, signed by our chair, Josh Chris, and signed by our superintendent, Morgan Hushard. We're so proud of you. Keep your chin up. That was tough Friday night watching, but hey, y'all did great. It's unbelievable what y'all went through. And I know you should be very proud. And I know all them parents are very proud of you. Thank you. Y'all can bring your parents up and then go around.
You in the middle since you got the plaque. Let's get you back here, Coach Bowman. Just kind of, there you go. Small one. Everybody ready? All right. Yeah. And one more. All right.
I think
Any
all the
parents?
parents. Come on, parents.
I thought they were gonna get me. I know.
Parents, if you want, you can take a picture with them.
We so used to being in the background. I can't stand behind you, Lauren. I'm gonna be. Everybody gotta get in. How it's gonna work? You wanna come back here? You gonna have to squat. I'll squat in the front too.
Y'all let the girls step up and let your parents be behind.
They ain't gonna see me in front of you. I'm behind.
Squat down.
I know, I'm trying. You in? Cause I be waving.
This is hot off the press. Miss Holland just signed with Wake Forest University.
Way to go, Mo. Wait a minute, don't move.
And one more. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Someone else signed some of it. I'm gonna start that. We can do it outside.
Nice to see you. Young lady, congratulations to you.
Okay, good. Congratulations. Congratulations. Great job.
Mr. Chairman, now we would like to recognize a group of high school students who will experience life in another country this summer as they serve as youth ambassadors for the Gastonia Sister City Student Exchange Program. And we would like for these students to come forward at this time. Some of these students will visit Gotha, Germany this summer, while others will travel to Santiago de Surco, Peru, both of which are sister cities for Gastonia. So if we'll have those students come forward at this time. The following students will be visiting Germany: Samaria Coleman from Ashbrook, Kamari Kemp from Cherville, Hayden Moore from Stuart W. Kramer, William Arnold from Forest View, Oliver Wiedert from Forest View, Maddie Borromeo from Highland, Logan Hawkins from Forest View, Elijah Ray Simpson from Stuart W. Kramer, and Livy Forbes from Highland. And these students will be going to Peru this summer, and they are Paulo Sexton from Hunter Huss, DJ Perry from the Gaston Early College, Parker Gordon from North Gaston, Daniela Gonzalez Alejos from Highland, Miguel Osio from North Gaston, Kadesha McCaskill from North Gaston, and Kenya Miles from the Gaston Early College of Medical Sciences. Through the Gastonia Sister Cities program, students take classes to learn about the language, history, and culture of the country they will visit. While there, each student stays with the host family. And in the fall, they will welcome students from Germany and Peru to Gaston County and share our culture and history during a 12-day visit. Congratulations to these students on this exciting opportunity to explore new cultures and represent Gaston County. And we would like to thank Julianne Lehman from Keep Gastonia Beautiful and Brianne Horn, the education coordinator for Keep Gastonia Beautiful and the Gastonia Sister Cities program, for all of their work in making this important program possible for our students and the community.
Well, first off, I want to say congratulations. You have a fun journey ahead. I wish I could fit in one of your suitcases, but unfortunately I have work to do. I want to go ahead and just encourage you to make sure that you live it to the fullest. Immerse yourself in the cultures in Germany and Peru. Make sure you come back with stories. Make sure you come back with enlightenment of how you can apply that in your everyday life. Anytime you can take an opportunity to learn about a culture, do it. As you get older, it gets harder to travel, whether it be work, kids, college, whatever it is, right? When you have that opportunity, take it. And I'm so glad that you did. It is amazing. Congratulations to you all. All right. There's a lot of you, so we're going to do roll call. Are you ready? All right, Parker. Absent. All right. Oh, no, you're here. There you are. Present. All right. Miguel. There you go, Miguel.
Thank you.
All right. Paolo. There we go. I'm getting my sets in today. All right. Henry. Oh, there we go. DJ. There we go. Oh, I hope you heal before you have to travel. What'd you do?
I heard it on a punching machine.
I'll tell you a story later, but I had to have surgery because of one of those, so I know your pain. Daniela. It was when they first came out. It was a fun game. They didn't have a warning back then. Livy. There we go. Maddie. Oliver. Come back on this side. Logan. William. Kamari. There we go. Oh, this one's upside down. Let's see here. Hidea. Samari. Hayden. Back and forth, we got it. And then Elijah. There you go. Congratulations to you all.
Hold yours out like this, your front row. All right.
It's not tight.
And one more. All right, thank you.
Pack light. Congratulations.
Where are you going? Peru? Good for you. Which part of Germany? Where are you going? Germany? Where? Where y'all going to Enjoy. Congratulations. Enjoy. Congratulations. Great job. Did you get a record? Congratulations. Congratulations. Have a great time. Have a great summer. Congratulations. Have a great time.
Mr. Chairman, each year March is designated Arts in Our Schools Month, and it is a time to celebrate the creativity, aesthetics, performances, and beauty associated with the fine arts. To bring attention to Arts in Our Schools Month, we have with us this evening Brandon Taylor, who is the band director at East Gaston High School and the current Gaston County Teacher of the Year. And at this time, we would like to invite Mr. Taylor to come forward to share some information with the board.
I promise not to call script. All right. Well, thank you. I want to thank Todd Hagens, the Communications Department, for being very good advocates this year for the arts. I missed the green memo, so I apologize. I was telling Sean. That's true, yeah, pinch, so we're safe. First, I'd like to thank the Board of Education and Dr. Houchard for inviting me to this meeting to celebrate and honor March as Arts in Our School Month. I believe we all recognize and value the profound impact the arts have on our students here in Gaston County Schools. With Governor Stein's recent proclamation making March Arts in Our Schools Month, it's clear that the importance of arts education is recognized across North Carolina. I firmly believe that Gaston County Schools is the best choice for families seeking a high-quality education in a safe and supportive environment. As both an educator and a community member, I see firsthand how Gaston County Schools equips students with the resources they need to pursue their future. One area where Gaston County truly excels, in which deserves to be even greater emphasized, is arts education. When we compare Gaston County schools to charter, private, and other types of schools, it's vital to highlight our arts program as a key differentiator. While other institutions may often have specialized programs, they cannot match the depth, accessibility, and inclusivity of arts education in our public schools. It is the arts that truly set us apart. Our students and educators excel in the arts. Our theater programs consistently produce outstanding performances. Our visual arts students earn top awards at county competitions, competing against private and charter schools with more resources. Our choir programs shine in their all-county clinics, with many students attending honor choir events statewide. Band students also stand out, regularly participating in state and district-wide events. 10-plus Gaston County band students were eligible for All-State this year, and 5 were selected to participate in the 2025 All-State Honor Band. One of their students, Miss Cindy Owens, I think I saw in here, and then 2 of mine, so I got to be a very proud band director last week. Our marching band is the most visible community ambassador, reaching thousands statewide through parades, football games, and local and state competitions. These achievements highlight why Gaston County Schools is the best choice for students and parents. These accomplishments should be celebrated and championed always. By placing greater emphasis on arts education, we solidify Gaston County Schools as the premier choice for families seeking a well-rounded educational experience. I know the Board of Education will continue to support and showcase the immense talent within our arts programs, which make Gaston County Schools unique and vibrant. I would like to thank you all again for bringing attention to the arts, and I'd also like to cordially invite every member of the school board to any and all arts events at the local schools you represent. so you can see firsthand the amazing things that are happening here in Gaston County Schools. Thank you.
Now you know why he was Captain's Teacher of the Year. And I encourage y'all to go on Channel 21 and see the program that highlighted him, because what he does with his students is just very inspiring. But I'm going to mimic some of the things that he says. First, take that.
Ms. Cherry, we've got a couple
So-
other people with us before you present that.
He-
I want to invite them up.
He
'cause I
didn't
want them
tell me,
left
he didn't
out.
tell me, he didn't tell me. Okay, go ahead.
We want to include in this presentation 3 art educators with us. We have Cindy Owens, who is the band director at W.C. Friday Middle School, Stephen Austin, who is the chorus director at Forest View High School, and Elizabeth Covington, the art teacher at East Gaston High School. We'd like for them to come forward to join Mr. Taylor for the presentation. And I think it's important to, as they are joining you all, from the Gaston County High School Senior Art Show and through an Artist's Eye exhibit to the Pops Band concerts, earning superior ratings at the music performance adjudication, presenting the spring musicals, and having students in the all-state music clinics, there is no question that the arts are alive and well in Gaston County schools. And I believe Ms. Cherry would echo these sentiments and also say that she and all of us, we're very proud of the talented students and teachers who are dedicated to the fine arts, and we give them a big round of applause for what they do to enrich our schools and community through the visual, creative, and performing arts.
What y'all might not know, though, is these performing arts start in elementary now.
Yep.
We have music in elementary now. We have little bands in elementary. We have all kinds of art. So we are starting very, very early, and by the time they get to high school, proficient is not even a good word. Excelling is a better word. It is amazing, and it never ceases to amaze me, the talent that comes out of Gaston County schools and the offerings that we have, as he mentioned, that most districts don't have. So we are truly blessed with talented teachers, and we're overly blessed with talent throughout our system. So thank y'all for everything that y'all do.
Just a little bit straight, Taylor. There we go. And one more. All right, thank you.
We'd like for our arts representatives to come forward and greet the Board of Education.
I'm an art teacher at East Gaston.
Okay.
And Mr. Chairman, that completes our good news recognition for the month of March.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins. So next on our agenda is a classroom moment. The classroom moment gives the Board of Education and the public an opportunity to see an example of the good things happening in our schools every day. This classroom moment is going to be led by Dr. Brian Denton, the Executive Director of Secondary Education, and will talk to us about the Teacher Cadet Academy at Hunter Huss High School.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chair Cherry, Dr. Bouchard, board members. Glad to be here tonight to tell you about a wonderful program in our schools, the Teacher Cadet Program at Hunter Huss High School. And we've got the principal, Ms. Elms, and the Hunter Huss Teacher Cadet teacher, Ms. Huffman, here to share more, and one of their students as well. We'll get to that. Just a little background about what Teacher Cadet is. It is a course of study that is available in all of our high schools, and it's designed to be an in-state recruitment tool. It is a grow your own program so that we can have a pipeline of teachers that are our own students who are interested in education, who pursue that career. It is an honors course in our high schools, and it is targeted towards juniors and seniors, those folks who are making career choices in their lives, who are getting close to that college decision-making time. And as I said, it's a grow your own philosophy so that we can put our students in front of our own elementary school students in the hopes that they will go to college, become teachers, and come back here to work. It involves some hands-on activities. They spend time in the field actually working with students, learning the way you do it from the people who do it, and working with students in younger grades. It is something that it starts in, again, junior year. It's a 2-course sequence that follows a curriculum that is designed specifically to expose them to all the pieces of education before they make their career choices. In Gaston County Schools, we've had this for about 20 years now, and it has sort of come and gone in some of our high schools. But what we really want next year, in the next 2 years in particular, is to build this into all of our high schools. We have a lot of our current teachers who went through this program. You're going to see a video in just a moment that features one of those who was a senior my first year at Hunter Huss, who is now a teacher at Chapel Grove Elementary School. And so I know even from back to that first year, 20-some years ago, we have people working in our schools who went through this program. It's a great resource, and we want to continue to develop. I'm going to ask these Hunter Huss folks to come on up so you can see them as I talk about them. Bethany Huffman is the current teacher of that program. One of my last good acts at Hunter Huss was to ask her to take over that program, and she has built it up to where it is at capacity for all the sections. And she herself went through Teacher Cadet when she was at Cherryville High School. I mentioned, I think, they have at Robinson Elementary, the principal there, Mr. Winston has worked with them, and so every day during the course of their hands-on experience, they go into the building, work with those teachers. And this year, Ms. Huffman has worked with folks at Belmont Abbey College to establish a partnership. And this is sort of in its infancy stage as we're moving forward so that students who go through Teacher Cadet program can work with Belmont Abbey to pursue their college studies there. And we have Peyton with us, who's one of the people who just signed to do that last week. Speaking of Peyton Bradley, that's her right there if she wants to stand up or wave. This is her working with students at Robinson, and again, just last week she assigned to go to Belmont Abbey College. She plans to become a teacher, and she's going to come back and teach in Gaston County. There's a few other pictures showing you those students in action. It's a wonderful thing. The elementary students love to see them coming. And again, it inspires that love of education, that valuing of teaching as a profession, and we're so excited to have that in this school and to see the growth of the program as we bring it back. Our folks at Communications have made a little video that captures some of what I just told you, and we're going to play that right now.
I say dark, you say dark!
We go into the elementary schools. We use Robinson Elementary. They go in, they work with the kids hands-on, they have small groups, they teach lessons to the entire group, and they're really building connections, but they're also helping with the content and showing the kids how to do things, and the kids think it's cool because they're high schoolers. And my kids think it's so rewarding to be able to see the kids grow in small groups. They come back every single day excited. They tell me all about the stuff that the kids have told them. They draw them pictures, they love that. And the kids get it because they get to work with somebody that's not a teacher. They get a different person, they get the fun experience of a high school student, and it's cool to work with the big kids, as they call them.
The bonds that you form with the kids, I'd say that's the biggest thing. And of course, getting to teach and learn from the kids as well. Other than them learning, we're also, polishing our, let's say, skill sets.
These kids are excited to learn. They love going into the classrooms. They love experiencing it, and it gets to show the hardship of teaching and the rewards of teaching.
It's nice to spend time with those kids, and if you're doing a really good job, those kids will let you know. They're really excited to see you every morning.
My mom was a teacher growing up, and my grandma was a teacher assistant growing up. So growing up, I really watched my mom fall in love with the profession, And I really didn't know for sure that I wanted to do it, but Teacher Cadet really gave me my answer to tell me, yes, this is what I want to do. It really allows high school students to get hands-on experience inside of elementary classrooms. So you fall in love with the profession at a young age, and you're also exposed to different classroom management strategies that you see teachers do. I got to pull small groups when I was in the class, and I had never worked with a small group of students. And every day in my classroom, I'm pulling small groups. So interacting with a small group of students back then also helps me interact with a small group of students now. Really being exposed to the environment and seeing how it truly works as a teacher rather than a student really helps.
We're hoping to have teacher retention so that my kids can see what it's like because they get real life classroom experience. They get to go out into the field before they're going to college, so they get to kind of have the influence of Gaston County Schools and what they would want to do at a junior, senior year of high school.
Teaching and being taught never ends. Everyone should know the value of what it really means to be a teacher. It's not an easy job.
So it's really important to come in, see what it's like to teach, have an experience at a young age, and then know when you're going through college that this is what I want to do, this is how I'm impactful, and we need lots of teachers. So this program is very helpful.
We thank you for your time. If you have any questions about the program, or certainly again for these folks who do it, we'd be glad to answer those. But otherwise, we appreciate your hearing about this outstanding activity at Hunter Huss High School.
I have a comment, but yeah, we can clap. This is a wonderful program, and as we all know that our teachers are shortage, and it's awesome that we can homegrown. Also, I want to thank Belmont Abbey for putting this program together to give these ladies and gentlemen opportunity to stay close to home and still get their education here and then come back to work for us. So I'm looking forward to expanding at each high school. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may, it just warms my heart, this program. We are fully supporting it. We are 100% behind it, and we know 8 high schools at capacity for our Teacher Cadet program. And I will shout out to Belmont Abbey and Gaston College, who are with us supporting this program and this process 100%. So exciting. And thank you all.
Superintendent Hushard, we want to take a picture of the guest.
You're up, boss.
Yeah.
Peyton, you look like a natural in that rocking chair. I have a contract ready to be signed in May.
Well, we got to sign it.
Good job.
Thank you.
We'll see you back.
So you want to Belmont Abbey? That's where I went to school. Good experience. Where are you going to go to school?
You look like a natural in that rocking chair.
Enjoy it. Thank you for your efforts. Hey, thank you for running that program. Good seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you to Dr. Denton and to all those folks who are participating in that wonderful program. We are always amazed at the classroom moment and shows us all the good things that are happening across our district every day, and we are certainly appreciative of that. So thank you all. Next on our agenda is public expression, and I don't believe we have anybody signed up. All right, we'll move on from that. So next on our agenda is the approval and correction of the minutes from our February 17th regular meeting and our February 28th legislative meeting. Can I have a motion to approve those minutes? Mr. Stevens? Ms. Smith? Any discussion on this meeting, any corrections? All in favor say aye. Anybody opposed? No opposition, no pass. Thank you. So next are our committee reports. Operations Committee is chaired by Mr. Brent Moore. Mr. Moore.
Mr. Chairman, Dr. Cherry will give that report.
Okay. The Operations Committee met at the Central Office Board room on Monday, March 3rd at 8:30. The committee consists of Chairman Brent Moore, myself, Lee Dedman, and Todd Kinlaw. Our agenda and discussion included the following. School assignments. Policy 4170 school assignment was presented for revisions. The changes come after being vetted through the Committee of Administrators, Parents, and a final review of the board. The policy is on the consent agenda for approval tonight. Superintendent's local budget request. Mr. Hoskins will present this item later in the meeting tonight. Infinite Campus transition. We are continuing to transition from Power School to Infinite Campus, which is a state-driven mandate. Human Resources Department overview and discussion. School bond projects for future 110 million issues and potential property purchase in Gaston County. Excuse me. In addition, the following contracts were discussed by the committee and recommended for approval on the consent agenda. Chiller replacements at W.A. Best and Bessemer City Middle. District Chromebook refresh. Classroom instructional technology for the new Greer Middle School, and Google Workplace agreements. Our next Operations Committee meeting will be held Monday, March 31st, beginning at 8:30 here in Central Office Boardroom.
Thank you, Ms. Cherry, and thank you to those on the Operations Committee. Next is our Curriculum and Instruction Committee. Mr. Ramsey is the chair.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask Ms. Smith to provide that committee report.
Thank you.
The Curriculum and Instruction Committee met at the Central Office Boardroom on Monday, March 3rd, 2025 at 11:30 a.m. The committee consists of Chairman Jeff Ramsey, Robbie Lovelace, Jana Smith, and A.M. Stevens III. Our agenda discussions included the following. Student Support Services Report and Policy, which was discussed for Policy 4170 School Assignment. This policy is on the consent agenda for approval. Academic Services Department updates, where the topic was discussed for principal and teacher support, unpacking documents aligned to focus areas and pathways. Spring 2025 exam schedules. This item will be presented later in this meeting. 2025 Read to Achieve Summer Camp. Potential property purchase in Gaston County. And the following items are on the consent agenda for approval. Innovation Schools Strategy. AIG Plan 2025 to 2028, Summer Program Plan 2025. The next Curriculum and Instruction Committee meeting will be held on Monday, March 31st, beginning at 11:30 a.m. in the Central Office Boardroom.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Our next item is an action item, and it is the high school exam schedule for both traditional and early colleges.
Thank you all again. Happy to be back. We want to just present these for your information, also for the information of folks in the high schools. As you know, the testing schedule for high schools is controlled by statute. It must happen the last 5 days of the semester. And so this year, you can see in front of you the schedule for our traditional high schools. Based on the last day of school, testing will begin on Thursday, May 15th. We recommend periods by which each school take those tests, and then high schools do dismiss early on exam days once all the testing is completed. And then that will go through Thursday, May 20th, and then the final day, so Tuesday, May 20th. Then Wednesday, May 21st is a makeup exam day for our traditional schools. Do you have any questions about the traditional high school schedule?
Anybody have any questions on traditional? Do we need to take those individually, or can we do them all at once, Ms. McGraw?
You can do them all together. I think he's going to tell you a little more about the early colleges.
Okay. Thank you.
The early college operates on a different calendar. They follow more closely Gaston College's calendar, and thus their school year ends a little earlier, but they still fall within those last 5 days of their semester for testing. So for the early colleges, that'll begin on Monday, May 12th, and they will end that week on Friday, May 16th, concluding their testing. Which test happens at which time varies a little bit based on the college's exam schedule also.
Any questions on the exam schedule? Would you need a motion to approve that? Mr. Ramsey? Mr. Devon on the second. Any further discussion on the exam schedules? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So next on our agenda is our superintendent's budget request for the 25-26 fiscal year, and this is for information.
Good afternoon, Chairman Crisp, Vice Chair Cherry, members of the board, Superintendent Huchard. I'm here to present the superintendent's budget request for 2025-2026. Looking at our budget calendar, this will be presented today as an information item. It will also be presented to the county commissioners on April 1st in a joint meeting with the commissioners. On April 14th, which is the next regular board meeting, we will present this again for approval. And at that point in time, it will be the Board of Education's budget request. After the Board of Education approves this, we will deliver it to the county commissioners, and at that point, they will approve their budget sometime in April or May. Usually it's pretty early in April, but that's based on their schedule. And at that point, we'll be waiting on the state to approve their budget, which that takes some time. So we're predicting June to September. We will have to have a budget resolution on June 16th to have a balanced budget, because that's by state law. We have to have a balanced budget by June 30th. So even if there's not a state budget, we'll have a temporary interim budget. So the county has several different types of funding for Gaston County schools. They provide us with operating funds, capital maintenance funds, school bond proceeds and payments on those school bond proceeds, county school resource officers, as well as commissioner's school. However, today we're only talking about two types of county funding. That's the operating funds and the capital maintenance funds. Those are two separate types of funding. So each of you should have a copy of the superintendent's budget request. Ms. Lovato put that at your seats today. And as I said, this will be presented to you for approval on April 14th by the board. So a couple things we want to talk about in this report. Number one, we want to make sure that the reader, whether it's the county commissioners or the public, really understands the scope of how big Gaston County Schools is. We're currently the second largest employer in Gaston County. We're the 10th largest school district in the state out of 115 school districts. We've got 1,950 teachers, over 3,800 employees. Our school nutrition serves 1.9 million breakfasts every year, 3.7 million lunches every year, and our transportation department transports around 15,000 students every single day for every school day. So we are a very large organization. In addition, when you look at our budget, the budget for Gaston County Schools, this is this current year's initial budget, $381 million. The state represents the largest portion of that, and that's what we'll have to wait on the state to approve their budget. However, what we're talking about, as I mentioned, is the county funding, and that's $56.4 million, which is about 15% of our initial budget for this year. So we want to look at some of our historical data, sort of where we've been over the past 5 years. I want to talk about student count, the county appropriation, charter school payments, and our local funding source and where we rank among other school districts and other counties in our local funding. So if you look at our school count, this is the number of Gaston County students that go to Gaston County schools. as well as the charter schools. So the number on the far right, you can see, has been right around 34,000 students for each of the last 5 years. The number of students that go to Gaston County schools is around 30,000 students. So, but we all know when we drive around Gaston County now, there's a lot of dirt being moved and a lot of multifamily properties coming up, a lot of single-family properties coming up. So I expect that this number will start to move here in the next year or two. So when we also look at the county appropriation, starting back in 2020, 2021, we received just under $50 million from the county. Of that, we only received $44 million because we had to remit a portion of that to the charter schools. The current year, we're at $55.6 million, and again, we as Gaston County Schools only receives $48.9 million. And you can see the number or the amount of charter school payments that we've made over the last 5 years has steadily increased until this current year. And what happened in this current year is, of the 4 charter schools that are headquartered in Gaston County, one of those did close down for this year. And as a result, they had about 300 students, and so we did take in some of those 300 students. We talk a lot about teacher salary supplements. If you look at where we were 5 years ago, the county has done a pretty regular job of giving us about $500,000 each year to add to our teacher supplements. 5 years ago, we were at $7.9 million, and now we're at about $9.9 million. However, when you look at that top line, of the almost $10 million that we get from the county, only $7.5 million goes to the teachers. And that is because we're required by federal law to pay FICA tax, 7.65% FICA, and we're also required by the state to pay retirement contribution, which is currently at 24% of their salary. 5 years ago, that was about 19%. So you can see how that has gone up over the years. And as you can see, this is where we rank amongst the 115 other school districts in the state. 5 years ago, we were the 71st ranking in local contribution to K-12 education. That was lower than what we'd like to be, but now we've gotten even lower. We're currently at 85 out of 115. So it's been going in the wrong direction. Even though we've been getting $500,000 for teacher supplements, it's not enough to keep up with where the other school districts are going when it comes to their local contribution. And right here you can see, this is actually from the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners publication. This is last year's data, 2023-2024. Gaston County contributed $53 million to K-12 funding for Gaston County schools. And as I mentioned, a part of that goes to charter schools as well. And they collected over $200 million in property taxes. So they gave us about 26%, just over 26% of what they collected in property taxes. You can see a group of 10 similar size counties, similar size school districts, or local school districts and counties. That peer group received about $158 million in property taxes. So they received less money than Gaston County did. However, they contributed $65 million in K-12 contributions. So they were at 41.6% of their property tax. Gaston County is at 26.2%, which is why you see us trending downward, or one of the reasons, from 70th to 85th over the last 5 years. So of the $56 million that we receive in local funding, as I mentioned, about $10 million of that goes to salary supplements for teachers. All of our facilities personnel have to be paid out of local dollars. We don't receive any state funding for that. Student technology, the county gave us $2.1 million this year to help replenish all of our Chromebooks for our second graders, sixth graders, and ninth graders. Our utilities and insurance. Our utilities have gone up from about $5 million 5 years ago to about $7.5 million this year, which we're projecting. School resource officers, all of our athletics and arts programs are funded with local dollars, and as I mentioned, charter school payments. So this is a breakdown using the DPI property or purpose codes of where those funds go. The lines that are in red are the three largest uses of funds. Number one is the regular instructional services, just over $12 million. That's anything to do with the teacher and the student in the classroom. Next on the list is the operational support services. As I mentioned, all of our facilities and maintenance and all of our utilities comes out of that, and that's at $15.3 million. And as I mentioned earlier, payments to charter schools is third. So you can see here our increase, we're asking for $5.225 million of additional funds. We've broken that into two categories. Number one is ongoing expenditures, and those are the expenses that we require in order to stay flat. In order to be able to maintain the same level of service that we have right now, we're going to need to have some additional funding for ongoing expenditures, which is inflation, state-mandated salary increases, state-mandated employer contribution increases. The second item is new expenditures. Those are things that are added on to what we're doing today to help enhance the educational experience for our children. So this is a summary of those items, and I'll go through each one of these individually. But you can see the ongoing expenditures total $1,625,000, whereas the new expenditures total $3.6 million. So going through each of these individually, inflation, supplies, and contracted services. Last year, the inflation rate was 2.5%. Right now, the government is predicting that the inflation rate to be 2% for 2025. Our projected salaries and contracted services are $15.7 million, so 2% of that is $315,000. Again, that's what we need in order to just stay flat, because we know that prices are going up, and we need to have some additional revenue to offset those increases. Secondly is the state increase in employee compensation. So right now there is no state budget for 2025-2026. However, we know that the current budget year that we're in, the General Assembly gave a 3% salary increase. So for purposes of this budget, since we don't have a state budget, we are using a 3% salary increase for 2025-2026. So when you apply that 3% increase to our local payroll, which I mentioned some of the positions are included, that comes to $540,000. Again, just to stay even, because if the state does increase the state salaries by 3%, we will have to increase the local salaries 3% as well. A slightly bigger item is the employer-provided benefits. And again, there is no budget for 2025-2026. So what we did is we looked back at the last 5 years or so and saw that health insurance premiums have been up on an average of 7%. The state treasurer is already talking about increases for next year. We just don't know how much. And also retirement contributions have been up 5% over the last several years. So using those two as a budget, we are requesting $770,000 just to be able to cover those employer-required benefits based on what the state increase is expected to be. Finally, the new expenses. Last year, we asked for $3 million in teacher salary supplement increase. We received $500,000, and just to put that in perspective, that translates into about $187 for a teacher for 10 months, $18.70 a month for 10 months. Our average supplement right now is $3,860. which is well below our peer group average. So we will be requesting $3.6 million to get us in line with other similar school districts. This is the same peer group that we've used in the past, the same 10 school districts and counties. As I mentioned here, you can see that our average supplement is $3,860. We rank 68 out of 115. The average for our peer group, and these are some larger counties, some smaller counties, is 5,740. So when you take that difference of 1,880, multiply it by 1,950 teachers and other certified people, that comes to right around $3.6 million. So the other request that we have is capital maintenance. This is separate from the operating request. We have 5.1 million square feet of schools and offices. We currently are funded at 44 cents per square foot, which is $2.2 million. When we look at our peer group, or a different peer group, it's at $1.35 per square foot, which is $6.9 million. And 75% of our schools, 75% are 40 years old or older, and about 55% are 50 years old or older. So we have some aging buildings. Now we know that we're moving, Greer is going to move from the 60 to 69 next year into the 0 to 9. So we are making some progress, but that's every 3 years or so. It seems like we're adding, or replacing a school. But we still have some aging buildings. So what we are requesting with capital maintenance is $4 million. As I mentioned, we've been flat at $2.2 million a year for the last 4 years. When you look at our peer group data of $6.9 million, we are asking for a graduated step. We put in a 3-year ask. So the first year is $4 million. The second year is $5.5 million. And then the third year is $6.9 million, which puts us to where our peer group is today. So those numbers will probably be higher in 3 years, but we would be, that is what we're asking for at this point in time. So in summary, our operating request is $60.8 million compared to the current operating funding that we get at $55.6 million. Our current capital maintenance request is $4 million compared to the $2.2 million that we currently receive. And so the total increase that we're asking for of both capital and operating is $7 million. And this last slide is a chart of the last 5 years' actual adopted budget compared to our funding request, which I just mentioned. So that concludes my presentation, Mr. Chairman. I'll be happy to try to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Gary. Does anybody have anything for Mr. Hoskins? Any questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Hoskins.
Thank you.
So next on our agenda is our consent agenda, and that is an action item. Mr. Stevens made the motion that we approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second? Ms. Smith, any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye, or raise your hand, excuse me. Any opposed? No, passes unanimously. All right, and that brings us up to our superintendent comments, but before I turn it over to Dr. Huchard, I would like to thank Ms. Dot Guthrie for joining us tonight. Ms. Guthrie is a longtime board member, and we enjoy seeing you. Thank you for coming back, and as we've told you, don't be a stranger. Thank you, Dr. Huchard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, and thank you for allowing me to have a few minutes with you tonight for comments. I want to begin by thanking all those who participated in our parent-student-teacher conferences last week, creating and maintaining links between teachers and parents, specifically to discuss student progress and achievement is a crucial component to student success. So thank you to all the teachers and parents who extended their workday to support our students and the work that they do. Also, I want to say thank you to all those who organized and participated in our Read Across America events last week in our elementary schools. It was a great week to be with our students and in our schools to support the vital skill of reading. We are very excited about next week. Our academically gifted department is hosting the Math Masters and the Battle of the Books competitions for our elementary schools as well. And that'll begin again March 18th and run through the 21st. Mr. Chairman, this Sunday on the 23rd, we are hosting the Gaston County Art Show and reception from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Lowray Mill in Gastonia. If for some reason you can't attend that, the opening reception and ceremonies on Sunday, the exhibit will be displayed until May 10th, so you can drop by Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 11 to 4 to see the outstanding student artwork. We also want to make sure that our high school students and their parents know that on Saturday, March 29th, Forest View High School is hosting a prom closet from 9 to 1 p.m. And this is an opportunity for students who are in need of a prom dress to get one free of charge. So thank you, Forest View, for that. Last week, North Gaston High School held a performance, the spring musical Mean Girls, and several other high schools are preparing to take the stage with their own theater productions. So Forest View High School will perform also Mean Girls, the high school edition, March 27th through the 29th at 7 p.m. The Highland School of Technology will present the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, April 3rd through the 4th at 7 p.m., and then April 5th at 2 p.m. And then Ashbrook High School will showcase SpongeBob SquarePants, the musical, on April 11th through the 12th at 7 p.m. And finally, Stuart Kramer High School will perform Once Upon a Mattress, which is a modern take on The Princess and the Pea, on April the 11th through the 13th, with shows at 7 p.m. So mark your calendars and please support the talented students as they begin these exciting productions. I'd also like to mention that our all-county middle school band concert will be held on Saturday, April 12th, beginning at 2 p.m. in the Holbrook Middle School Auditorium. From fine arts to academics, there will be an advanced placement AP exam review session at Gaston Early College on Saturday, April 12th from 9 to 1:30. These sessions are designed to prepare students for upcoming AP exams, and students interested in AP exam review should see their high school counselor for more information. On Tuesday, April 10th, we have the Star Teacher Awards ceremony for the class of 2025 at 5 p.m. at the Gaston Early College High School. The program honors one star student from each school and a star teacher who had a great influence on their life. We'd like to thank GSM Services for sponsoring the ceremony once again this year. And finally, due to spring break, we want everyone to know that our next monthly board meeting will be held on Monday, April 14th, which is a week earlier, and the committee meetings will be held on Monday, March 31st. So, Mr. Chairman, that completes comments for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Huchard. So as we close tonight, as always, we'd like to thank you for the support of the board and for everything that the community does to support Gaston County Schools. And obviously, from what you've seen tonight, we have a lot of good things going on in Gaston County Schools and a lot to celebrate. Before we leave, or before we will need closed session, so before we do that, a couple March birthdays. Dr. Huchard's birthday was March 2nd, so happy birthday there. March 3rd, Mr. Stevens, and upcoming next Monday is Miss Lovelace. So happy birthday to all those folks who have birthdays in March. As Dr. Huchard mentioned, our next board meeting will be April the 14th. We're moving that because of spring break. I do need a motion to go into closed session. Ms. Cherry.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A 3, 5, and 6 for consultation with the attorney, real property, and personnel.
Have a second. Ms. Smith, any discussion on closed session? All in favor? We're in closed session. Thank you. Say what?
When he bangs the gavel, we'll start.
All right, got you, sir. We're back in open session. Look at Ms. Cherry for a moment.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to extend Stephanie Gust a 3-month principalship in Gaston County Schools.
Second.
Make a second.
Ms. Smith, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor? Any opposition? The motion carries unanimously. All right, thank you. Dr. Richard?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to take a minute to share with everyone the information about our new innovation schools. First, I want to thank the board for working with us over the last 6 months to get to this point. The idea of the innovation schools is to build a replicable model for schools to increase student success and achievement. This will be done through initiatives and strategies supported by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. This support comes in the form of monetary support for high-quality teaching and learning, which is our #1 focus area in Gaston County Schools. Our innovative school strategy involves a 3-tier approach. First, with the Principal Recruitment Supplement Program, which offers a salary supplements to principals who accept assignments in qualifying schools. Second, the advanced teaching roles will provide salary supplements to effective teachers with proven data who transfer to qualifying schools and are willing to teach and lead other teachers toward improved schools and student success. And third is high-quality professional development to support teacher growth and school improvement. So tonight, I would like to announce our 10 innovation schools and the leadership for each for the 25-26 school year. I want to add we are incredibly fortunate to have principals that have chosen to serve in these capacities. So, Mr. Chairman, I will read the school and the principal. We have 10 innovation schools. The first is H.H. Beam Elementary, Principal Beth Crosby. Bessemer City Central, Anna Miller. Woodhill Elementary, Jamie Wallace. Pleasant Ridge Elementary, Sean Hubers. Sherwood Elementary, Justin Beam. Lingerfeld Elementary, Jenny Cabe. Southwest Middle School, to be determined. Greer Middle School, Jessica Mellon. Ashbrook High School, Matt Reichard. And Hunter Huss High School, Kelsey Elms. So again, I'd like to thank the board for your continued support as we live out our daily commitment to high-quality teaching and learning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. That concludes our meeting for the night. We need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. I'll make that
Mr.
motion.
Dedman. Second by Mr. Kinlaw. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Have a good night.